Pomi doing? He's going for the Robo Facility, of course, a wise choice. From this moment on, most of the time, if you go for a 3-gate expand, you have two possible follow-ups. One follow-up is a Robo Facility, so you can get out an Observer. You have the ability to get Immortals out, which are very good against Roaches. Of course, Roaches very common for a Zerg player in a ZVP. And one other thing you can do is just to take up to Immortals right away. And what else is possible is that you can go for the Stargates. If you're playing 3-gate expand, a Twilight Council is not that... oh, Changeling was intercepted here by Pomi's probes. The Twilight Council is not that good of a choice, because when you want to go for some DT rushing, you expand a little bit later, and if you want to go Blink Stalkers, you get out 4 gates and go for Blink Stalkers. So a 3-gate into expand into Twilight Council is not the best possible transition. And he's doing the right choice by getting the robotics facility, because now he's getting the robotics bay, and what is a very good building to have against a robotics bay. Not the best choice against a robotics bay unit with the Colossus. The Hydra stand, so right choice here by Pomi, deciding to go for the Colossus. And of course, Colossus is the safe play, the safe way to go for. You can't only rely on pure gateway units. And there we have the Observer by Pomi is moving out. And he will spot not only the Hydralistan, not only the layer, not only the well-saturated natural expansion with only one extractor and one extractor missing. He will scout out the very well-executed creep spread here. He's got 3 creep turmos, 4 creep turmos in total. He's getting rid of the destructible rocks, really like the playstyle of Unique, and this diverse army unit composition with the Zerglings, the Roaches, and the Hydras. I like this really much. On the other hand, what is Pomi doing? He is being scouted. He's getting scouted by Unique, and Unique now spotted nice contamination, delaying this Colossus here by another 30 seconds. So Unique is now aware of the possibility of Colossi. What is he himself doing? Is he going for Aspire? No, he's not. He just keeps on producing Roaches and Hydras. Now it's 5 more drones in the mix. He just finished with a 4th extractor, going for the expansion here at the low ground. Pomi just spotted the expansion by Unique. Unique is now moving out with the Zerglings. Not too many gateway units here for Pomi. He's getting a photon cannon as well. The photon cannon will finish in 3 seconds. So with the photon cannon and the Colossus, in addition to the force fields, he should be safe for the moment. On the other hand, what needs Unique to do? He needs to macro off, he needs to build stuff, and this is what he's doing. But it looks like Unique will go for an attack anyway. So one sentry is going down. Unique not focusing down the sentries. Another sentry is down as well. The Hydras have the range 6, but the range 6 is still not enough here, and one Roach after another goes down. So more Hydras coming in, more Roaches coming in as well. This Colossus is already here in the yellow, lost all the shields, lost 51 HP as well, but this is only for Hydras. Unique keeps on sending units in there, and I would think that it would be a better choice in the first place by Unique to actually scout what's going on, because there were just too many sentries, and the sentries did a superb job at blocking the big amount of the forces here of Unique. So meanwhile, the Stalkers with the range 6 and the Colossus with the range 8 were able to do so much damage. So both Colossi are already 9 kills, and assuming those kills are Roaches and Hydras, they were quite effective already. But of course, because of the fact that Unique's got 3 bases, now going for the extractors here, building more drones, 7 more drones right away. Yeah, and because of the fact that he's got 3 bases and a healthy economy, he is able to produce quite a lot of Roaches. I mean, he's got already 18 Roaches out on the field, and he's got just 7 more Roaches, 2 Corruptors, the Pneumatized Carapace, the Overload speed upgrade. So this is a wise choice. He's got this Overseer here, and with a speeded up Overseer, he will be able to scout out even more. And imagine this Overseer has, for example, now the same movement speed as a Viking or a Banshee, for example. But now Pomi is moving out with this Overseer, with this Observer. He is able to spot the Creep Tumors, And now Unique is just waiting for Pomi to be on the open field, because as soon as he's in the open field, those roaches will be able to do quite some damage. Now the forces of Pomi. Nice reinforcement here. He's just reinforcing with more and more units. Especially those stalkers. Unique has to run away with his roaches, and there are some roaches at the top, at the bottom as well. He's intercepting some reinforcements, but this is not looking good for him, because I mean, sending in 2 corruptors, sending in a couple of roaches here, a couple of roaches there, all of his units were misplaced. I think in his position he should just have sacrificed this Banshee and wait for a better position, because only walking in with one unit after another, it's make no sense to send 6 roaches against 20 stalkers and those 2 colossi, for example, Master Colossus here, even though he's down to 22 HP, but the chills are now regenerating already. Master Colossus is at 18 kills. Did we see a counter attack in the base? No, we did not, and not even the Nexus was attacked, because yeah, it's just started the warping process. There, Pomi did his damage. He is pulling back. He's protecting his own Nexus. He is having the double pylon wall off, so no possible circling run by or baneling roll by possible, even though Unique doesn't even have the baneling's nest. Now Pomi is getting rid of the destructible rocks, so maybe he wants to expand one more time. Of course, would be a wise choice. He's now just dropping in more stalkers. He is adding up more units to his big army composition, because when we take a look at the units lost, we see that Unique is quite behind. Even though he was able to catch up in terms of supply, but what is the supply consisting of? It is just 3 corruptors, 26 roaches, 12 zerglings, and that's about it. He's behind in workers, he's behind in technology, he's behind in terms of army composition. He just got the roaches, and of course the roaches is a very easy way to raise your supply, but a stalker costs 2 supply as well. By the stalker, if you have the same amount of stalkers and the same amount of roaches, the stalker is of course by far superior. Now he's adding, Pomi is adding the +1 armor. He just started the Twilight Council, really nice force fields, not allowing any of those remaining roaches to deal some damage, and because of the fact that he's got no zealots at all in the mix, he can abuse the force fields even much more easy with less, without have to pay too much attention to micro at all, because he doesn't have to pull the zealots manually back, doesn't have to have different control groups, just can go for the attack and the pullback right away. So Spine Crawlers, their Guardian Shield is up as well, 5 Corruptors attacking the Colossi, so Colossus 1 is going down, and Roaches pulling back, Corruptors moving in once again, with so many Stalkers with a +1 attack, and there we see one Corruptor after another going down. And the second Colossi was down as well, and there are the Roaches at the bottom, there are some Roaches at the top. It's just too many gate units for Pomi to handle, and meanwhile for Unique to handle. Meanwhile Unique is desperately trying to get out more stuff. Pomi is happily mining here at the gold mineral expansion, and there we see the GG by Unique. So Pomi up 1-0 here in this final of the CraftCup LITE number 36. Oh, I was talking quite a lot there, and looks like, yes, stream recorder once again not working. So the VODs of this cast will be available, but just as one file. So the semifinals Hasuops against Pomi, the semifinal third game Bly against Unique, and the finals. And Blistering Sand is the second map, so I'm really curious where this is going. So, ladies and gentlemen, mesdames et messieurs, meine Damen und Herren, señores y señoras, here we are back again. It is Unique against Pomi, and Pomi is, oh, I forgot to, ba-da-da-da-da-da. He is up 1-0, and it is Blistering Sands. And Blistering Sands, of course, is interesting, is a good choice by Unique, because if you have a very good Zerg player who knows how to play, it's very hard for the Protoss player. Of course, the Protoss can go with some cheesy stuff like a DT rush, like cannon play, but because of the map architecture, of course, the Zerg player and the Protoss player each can abuse their opponent's backdoor entrance. But if the Zerg player goes for some sort of relatively, and he doesn't have to go hatchery first, but he's going for a relatively fast expansion, getting out lots of speedlings and lots of roaches, he will be able to hold off a 4-gate. A 4-gate, of course, is the most effective thing to go for, because if the Protoss player decides to go for 1-gate or 3-gate expand, or even some cannon defense in the beginning of the game, he will just get crushed if the Zerg player is anticipating it. And it's very easy to find out if the Protoss player is doing such things, because scouting on Blistering Sand is not the hardest thing to do, especially for a Zerg player. So there we see the probe is moving out, the drone is moving out as well, of course hatchery first, extractor and pool first here by a Unique once again. Pomi is moving out with his probe, he's spotting everything, and there we see the drone by Unique. It's wandering around as well, checking what's going on across the sea, and there we see the cybernetics coils coming up by Pomi. And what else can you do as a Protoss player? So expanding out of 1 or 3 gates is relatively risky against the Zerg on Blistering Sands. You can go for the 4-gate expand, because with the 4-gate expand you have enough production facility capabilities, and you just have to squeeze in 400 minerals for the Nexus, of course, which allows you not to do an effective attack, but you will be able to have enough units to defend first attacks by the Zerg player. But of course, if the Zerg player decides to go for the Mars roaches here, in the Mars Zergling play, being very aggressive, attacking here the destructible rocks and pulling back, going for the natural. With the speed roaches, you're just in a very good position as a Zerg player. So now the hatchery started, and the hatchery only started at 22 supply, so this is a little bit late for him. But Unique is already preparing. He is building a second queen, and the second queen will be finished far before this hatchery is finished. So, which on the other hand allows him to place some creep tumors already. And if you're getting attacked by some sort of 4-gate, you want to have the creep tumors out very soon. What is Pomi doing? So he's building 2 more gates. So it looks like Pomi is going for the 3-gate expand, but maybe he should be safe, just because of the fact that this hatchery here by Unique was delayed quite a bit, and Unique having a speedling here on this Dalnagar watchtower, having a speedling on this Dalnagar watchtower as well, spotting Stalker here at the back door of Pomi's base. And Unique still not going for the lair, not going for the roach run. Maybe the lair with the next 100 gas might be coming up. We'll see about this. Now he has his 100 gas, and yes, the lair is coming up right away. To be honest, I would like to see a speedling speed roach combination, and I'm not sure where this is going by